I don't know if you can hear me, but I made it across. It's really bad here, Verlaine. I think there's something here.
Alien Isolation is a survival horror game developed by Creative Assembly and published by Sega. Creative Assembly took a lot of time and care when making the game, opting to base the game design on Ridley Scott's Alien instead of James Cameron's Aliens, which would have made the game more action orientated. Creative Assembly wanted the game to relate to the story of the films, and as a result the team based it 15 years after Alien, with the story following that of Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter. Alien Isolation was released on October 6, 2014, to generally positive reviews by critics and positive reviews by fans. The game was praised for its gameplay, graphics, lighting, sound, and horror. Alien Isolation also won a number of awards, including PC Gamer's Game of the Year, Audio Achievement at the 11th British Academy Game Awards, Best Audio at the 15th Game Developers' Choice Awards, and 4 more awards at the National Academy of Video Game Reviews. Alien Isolation also appeared on a number of games lists. One example includes Games Radar ranking Alien Isolation as the 3rd best horror game of all time. Despite all the praise, sales of the games were weak. As a result, a potential sequel was never developed. Despite this, Alien Isolation is still seen by many as one of the greatest survival horror games of all time.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo. 3rd officer reporting. The other members of the crew: Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead. Cargo and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. With a little luck, the network will pick me up. This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo, signing off.
We begin our story on an engineering platform.
Ripley? I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda. A commercial vessel, the Anesidora, has recovered what we believe to be the flight recorder unit of the Nostromo.
Where?
Zeta Reticula.
What did it tell you?
We don't know. The unit was taken to Sevastopol Station. It's proprietorial material, so the company wants it to be collected as soon as possible. Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region. It's a permanent free port
I know what
facility.
it is.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out.
We?
Me and another exec. And you, if you're willing. Look, Ripley, when this job came across my desk, I read the case history. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been cleared to offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some closure for you.
After months in stasis, Ripley awakens. It seems that everyone else has already woken up. Ripley signs in and gets changed. She then begins heading to the bridge. As she does, Ripley runs into Samuels.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you. I was just inspecting the Torrens facilities. A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-Class. A later pattern, but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
Haven't seen her. I'll go check on her.
Ripley agrees to check on Taylor. After making her way through the retro-futuristic halls, Ripley is able to find Taylor.
Taylor, good morning.
Ripley, it's certainly not good, and I very much doubt it's morning either. Sorry. I feel like death. I don't know how you people put up with hypersleep regularly.
You get used to it.
I don't do long haul very often. Most legal execs don't travel further than the coffee machine.
I'm surprised Weyland-Yutani felt the need to send legal at all.
The loss of the Nostromo and its cargo cost the company a lot of money. It's important we find out what happened. If I can close the case with a conclusive accident report, it'll look great with my superiors. I'm sorry. That was insensitive. I realize your mother has been missing for 15 years, and you...
It's okay. We'll both get what we want, right?
Have you seen Samuels? He's probably been up for hours.
Taylor seems nervous about their travel. Ripley does her best to help, but it is at this moment that everyone is called to the bridge. It seems they have finally arrived at Sevastopol.
Can we see it?
Switch to monitors. Sevastopol Station.
Is that damage?
It looks like damage.
Punch up 74, tight angle.
Looks like the dry dock bay is screwed.
I can't bring the Torrens into that.
This is the commercial vessel Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number MSV7760, calling Sevastopol Traffic Control. We're carrying 3 passengers on a
Weyland-Yutani Bond. You're holding the Nostromo flight recorder unit. We request immediate permission to transfer the passengers portside over.
This waits. Colonial Marshal, Sevastopol Station. Serious situation.
Hello, Marshal? Marshal, this is the Torrens. Say again? The station's comms seem pretty screwed up, so I fitted Samuel's suit with a radio booster. I can only keep the Torrens in transit for 24 hours.
You'll have heard from us by then.
Safe trip.
Stand by. My contract doesn't cover bloody spacewalks. It's the only option, and it's perfectly safe if you do what I tell you. Depressurizing. Fuck. Hating this. Just shadow me, Taylor.
Affirmative.
Fuck happened here? My God, Ripley. You're doing good, Taylor. Just keep moving! Taylor, Ripley, hold on! Samuels! Taylor! Respond! Anybody! Okay.
Ripley needs to find help. She gets out of her spacesuit and begins making her way through the station. The hallways are desolate. Nobody seems to be here. To make matters worse, the whole place seems to be falling apart. After making her way through an air vent, Ripley finds a terminal. She discovers that Sevastopol is being decommissioned. This could explain the lack of personnel. Ripley continues on. Despite the drop, Ripley is okay. However, it is too dark to see. Ripley uses a flare. After making her way through, Ripley finds a ladder. She is now in arrivals and departures. It is here that she is able to turn the power back on. As she does, people run past. What are they running away from? She has no time to stop them. She continues on. It is in the next room that she sees the Torrens.
The Torrens. I'm here. I'm right here. Verlaine! God damn it!
Ripley realises that she needs to find a way to get into contact with the Torrens. Ripley starts by turning the power back on. As she does, the door leading to the next room opens. Someone must be there. Ripley slowly approaches. As she does, Ripley sees a shadow, and then the light swings. Someone is close by. Ripley gets into a nearby vent. As she makes her way through, the light begins to move. There is no doubt someone is nearby. As Ripley enters the next room, she sees a number of body bags. Something really bad happened here. Ripley is growing increasingly concerned. Ripley knows she must continue on.
Rolo, I want to make a complaint. To the highest authority, okay? My name is Zachary Watson. That's Watson. You get that? My complaint is this. Fucking marshals. They should be protecting us. It's their job. Something's on the station with us and no one knows what it is. No one fucking knows. They put braces on the doors. Lockdown. You know, like to keep something out. I'm fucking terrified, man. I'm fucking... Shit. It's so cold. I don't think this fucking thing even works.
She continues searching and is eventually able to find a maintenance jack. Ripley can use this to open the main door.
Stay still.
Okay. Okay.
Now turn around. Come on!
I'm Ripley.
Where'd you come from? Ripley?
Off station. A ship.
There's no ships here!
There are now.
Well, that's good news. Because things are not so good here. Something blue just now. Rocked this whole place.
I saw it.
But lady, that's the least of our problems.
Yeah?
Yeah. Something's on this station. Something you wouldn't believe.
Like what?
A killer. You get it?
Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Axel.
I was boarding with 2 colleagues. EVA. We got separated by the blast. Can you help me find them?
Why?
Because you seem to know your way around.
No, I mean, why? What's in it for me?
A place on the ship.
How do I know I can trust you?
I need to find comms. I need to contact my ship.
This is your lucky day.
Ripley decides to continue on with Axel. As they do, the two run into more survivors.
Was that you following me back there?
Had to keep my distance. Can't take any chances. Stick close to me.
What?
Hey, don't move.
Okay. We're not looking for trouble. Who are you?
I'm John. This is Ringo. They're just some assholes. We haven't got time for this. Come on, Jana.
We're trying to get to comms. Can you help us?
We don't need their help. Don't tell them anything. Look, I've got the elevator working. Jana, let's go, okay?
I'm sorry. Good luck.
What the hell was that about? Why are you so damn aggressive?
Everyone's running shit scared, keeping to their own. Safer that way.
It seems that everyone is steering clear of other people. Perhaps there is a good reason for this. The two take an elevator down. While they do, they talk more about the killer.
Keep the noise down here. There might be people around.
I'd appreciate it if you told me what the hell was going on. Right now.
Listen, darling. When we get to the ship, we can kick back, braid each other's hair, and chat all you want.
Yeah, when we get to my ship. I need to know what's going on. Right fucking now.
Fine. Like I said, there's a killer.
A killer? What does that even mean?
I ain't seen it, but it's here. Picking us off one by one.
What are you saying? A psycho? A person?
No, something else. A monster.
Ripley doesn't know what to make of what Axel is saying. After leaving the elevator, the two run into some more survivors. Ripley takes Axel's advice. They make their way into the vent. Through here is where Axel has been hiding. Ripley picks up a number of supplies, perhaps the most important being the flashlight. The two of them then continue on and once again run into some more survivors. Ripley sneaks past them and makes her way through a vent. Here she turns the generator off.
What just happened?
It just turned itself off? No, somebody's here.
This gives Ripley and Axel enough time to sneak past them and make their way through the door. As they make their way through, Axel is attacked. Ripley goes to help.
Fuck you! Get here now! I've got the thieving son of a bitch!
Fuck.
Let's go. The others are on their way. We need to go! Now!
Hey, you bastard!
Due to the noise, the other survivors now know where Axel and Ripley are. The two run for their life.
Come on!
You killed that guy!
Because he was going to kill me, you saved my life. This is about survival. Do you understand? hear something. I hear something.
Axel?
What have I got on me?
What the hell was that thing?
Ripley runs for her life. She knows the creature could be right behind her. Ripley reaches the transit area, but will now need to wait for it to arrive. After a stressful few minutes, the transit arrives. Ripley is able to get away. Once she arrives, Ripley knows she needs to find a way to get to comms. She needs to contact the Torrens. Very quickly into her search, Ripley runs into a survivor, who is not too friendly.
Stay back!
Shit!
Guys, over here! Someone's here!
An access tuner. She was trying to hack the elevator's security. Circuits are fried, easy fix. Just need to find a new data cell.
In order to continue, Ripley needs to fix the device. At the very same time, more survivors appear. Ripley overhears them saying that they are going to kill her. She hides and begins sneaking around the room. Ripley makes her way down some steps. It is here that she finds a revolver. This will be useful. Ripley continues on through the next room. Through here, Ripley finds the Nostromo flight recorder.
Oh god. The flight recorder. What? What? No! God damn it! Okay. Stay focused.
Unauthorized access detected. Security lockdown initiated. Please wait for security check.
Unfortunately, the recorder is corrupted. To make matters worse, a lockdown has been initiated. It is creating a lot of sound. Ripley needs to find a way to disable it. Ripley begins making her way out of the room. As she does, she finds the replacement part needed for the device. Ripley leaves the room and makes her way through the corridors. In the next room, she finds the computer needed to stop the lockdown. Ripley stays as quiet as possible. She begins to slowly make her way back up the stairs. Unfortunately for the other survivors, they were making too much noise. The alien picks them off one by one. Ripley slowly makes her way to the locked door. She uses the access tuner to open it. Through the door is an elevator. She uses it to leave the current area and head towards comms. Upon leaving the elevator, Ripley runs into Sevastopol's androids, known as Working Joes.
Hello? My name's Ripley. Amanda Ripley. I need your help.
Please take a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
No wonder Seegson is losing the tech race.
Can I help you?
I need to get into comms control. It's urgent.
That is a restricted area.
It's an emergency. Don't you realize what's going on?
Apollo has the situation in hand. Your registration is almost complete.
Forget it. I'll find my own way in.
I wouldn't advise it.
Despite Ripley's pleas, the androids do not seem to care. Ripley decides to continue on herself instead of waiting around. Ripley makes her way into the next room, where she finds a motion tracker. This will be very useful. Ripley uses the terminal in the room to override the door. She makes her way through and heads up the stairs. As Ripley makes her way to comms, the door to it is locked.
Let me in. I need to contact my ship.
Sorry, I can't allow that. Ripley, Amanda. You have now been locked with Apollo. Welcome to Sevastopol.
There's gotta be another way inside.
The Working Joes don't seem to be in any rush to let her in. Determined to get in, Ripley looks for a different way. She starts by using a vent nearby. As she makes her way through, she hears voices ahead.
Let me pass. It's me, Hughes. Don't you recognize me? Listen to me. We've got to re-establish long-range communications.
You're becoming hysterical.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Tut, tut. Let's resolve this amicably.
After witnessing that, Ripley knows the androids cannot be trusted. Ripley leaves the vent and makes her way into an elevator. This takes her to comms. It is here that Ripley hears a transmission from the Torrens.
Seegson employees only.
After sneaking past some Working Joes, Ripley tries to re-establish comms.
Is anyone there?
Samuels! You're alive! It's Ripley!
Ripley! Taylor, it's Ripley. We were getting worried.
I made it! Where are you?
We're at a transit station now. It's right by medical.
Okay. Samuels, listen to me. It's not safe here. Seegson's got this place locked tight. Their goddamn androids are killing people!
That's impossible. It's contrary to primary synthetic programming.
I've seen it, Samuels. I guess Seegson's got a different idea about synthetics. And there's something else here. A creature. It's big and it's lethal.
Ripley, slow down. A creature?
It's a life form. An unknown type. Some kind of alien organism. It's extremely dangerous. You and Taylor need to make...
Taylor is hurt. She was injured by debris during the crossing.
How bad?
I can't move her. I need medical supplies. We need to treat and pack the injury.
And the Torrens?
The radio is broken. I can't contact Verlaine. We're on our own.
Shit. Okay. I'll come to you. Keep your eyes open.
I'll send a transit car to you.
Ripley has managed to get into contact with Samuels, who is with Taylor. Ripley gets back into the elevator and begins to make her way back to the transportation room. As Ripley makes her way back, the alien begins looking for her. After a tense few minutes, Ripley is able to get back to the transport room, where she calls for transit. Ripley now must wait. She hopes the noise will not attract the alien. Luckily, the transit arrives before it can find her. The transit takes Ripley to Samuels.
San Cristobal Medical
Ripley,
Facility and
Taylor's over here.
Synthetics.
Ripley? Is that Ripley?
Try and rest, Taylor.
How is she?
She needs treatment. Medical's nearby, but I didn't want to leave her.
I'll go and investigate. See what I can find. You stay with her.
I'll try to repair the radio booster. What if this creature shows up?
Hide.
Unauthorized security breach detected. All transit shut down by order of Apollo.
There's little time to waste, Ripley.
Ripley decides to go to the medical bay in order to get medicine for Taylor. She continues on and eventually makes her way to the medical bay, however the door is locked. As she makes her way through the next room, Ripley hears a voice.
You! Hey, you! Need some help?
I need a doctor. Hello? I need a...
I can't hear you. Hang on. Come on, I've opened the elevator for you.
Upon arriving, Ripley makes her way out of the elevator. It is here that she meets Dr. Coleman.
I'm Coleman.
Ripley, I need to find a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
My friend needs help. Medical supplies.
Me too. There are no supplies on this level. But there are plenty downstairs in the hospital dispensary.
How do we get there?
We? Do I look like I'm in any fit state? I need your help and you need mine. You find the passcode for the service elevator and then I'll come down to the hospital with you, okay?
Passcode?
Yeah. I can direct you from here. Morley or Lingard would have had the new passcode. Morley's office is your best bet.
Ripley and Dr. Coleman agree to help each other. She begins making her way to the medical dispensary. She must be careful, as the alien is nearby. Ripley manages to make it into Dr. Morley's office, where she finds a passcode but no keycard. She will need to find it before she continues on.
Warning. Medical facility quarantine breach detected. Warning.
Relax.
Medical facility
I'm just trying to find out
breach
what that
detected.
is. You focus on finding that keycard.
Shit!
Ripley is frustrated. All of this noise could attract the alien. Despite her concerns, Ripley begins looking for Dr. Morley's keycard. She enters the next room. Ripley knows she must be careful. She begins to make her way around. The alien is looking for her. Ripley makes it to a locked door. She inserts the code from Dr. Morley's office and enters the next room. Ripley figures out that there are 3 rooms Dr. Morley could be in. She begins searching each one. The alien is hunting. Ripley is cautious of every step forward she takes. She enters the first room. There's nothing there. Ripley is in the wrong room. As she leaves, she notices something. Despite the alien being so close, Ripley continues on. In the next room, she is able to find the keycard. Now she just needs to make her way back. After a terrifying cat and mouse game, Ripley finally gets back.
Damn you, Coleman! You knew that thing was here!
Now that's unfair. I thought it might be there. There's a difference. Now, the passcode.
1702, okay? Now let's get down to the dispensary.
Of course. A promise is a promise. I'm sorry for putting you through this. I'm going to step into the other room to punch the code in and prime the elevator. Then we can use the keycard to take the elevator down.
Ripley follows Dr. Corman into the next room.
There. I'll collect my things and we can leave.
Ripley needs to get out of there as quickly as possible. She sprints for the elevator. She doesn't dare look back. Ripley makes it to the elevator and heads down to primary care. Once there, Ripley finds a stun baton. This will come in handy. Ripley also finds an entry on a terminal that discusses a chest wound. How did this all happen? Ripley activates the cooling systems. However, one of the hydrogen tanks is missing. She finds it in the next room. After putting it back in place, this gives Ripley access to the other room. In this room, Ripley rewires the system away from air purification towards vent access. She uses the vent to continue on. The alien is here too. Ripley can hear it. She makes sure to be as quiet as possible. Whilst she sneaks around, Ripley accesses a terminal.
This is Lingard, Senior Medical Officer at Sevastopol Station. I want to state for the record. I have been placed under duress with regards to the compromised patient Zero. And Ransom, Seegson's head of operations, he made certain threats for my career and my certification. I want that on record. God, hold me. That woman needed help. I didn't know what type of parasite she had encountered, but it had planted something inside her. I am so sorry. I had no way of knowing what would happen.
Ripley now understands more about the alien. With this new information, she continues on. As she makes her way through, something goes wrong.
Fuck!
Ripley will need to find another way to get to the operating theatre. Ripley has to be careful, as the alien is on high alert. As she makes her way back around, the door she needs to get through is locked. She will need to find the keycard.
Samuels, I'm on my way.
She makes her way back to the locked door and uses the keycard. The alien is close by. Ripley slowly moves her way through the medical bay. After avoiding the alien, Ripley makes it to the operating theatre, where she sees Patient Zero. After reading a terminal, it seems something was on board the ship that was carrying the flight recorder.
Turner, we've had something go down here in San Cristobal. Tape off the scene and make sure it's not touched until Garcia comes in with forensics. Keep this quiet for now. I want total silence. Last thing this station needs is a panic. And one other thing. If I find out who leaked this to Ransom, I'll make them eat their fucking badge. He turned up, quoted Seegson privileges, and had a ringside seat for the whole goddamn mess. This is a serious incident. I don't need Ransom making it more complicated. Do you read me? Waits out.
Ripley cannot stick around. She picks up the meds.
Samuels, I've got the meds.
We're at the transit station outside medical reception. Ripley, we heard gunshots, and if we heard them, so did the creature.
Ripley begins making her way back to Samuels. The alien is not too far behind her. However, the alien is not the only threat on board. There are survivors in this new area. To make matters worse, they are making a lot of noise. The alien will hear this. Ripley makes her way through while the alien is distracted. However, once again, things will not go to plan. The door she wanted to get through is destroyed. She will need to initiate the medical evacuation procedure. This will open all the doors. Ripley makes her way back and eventually finds the room she is looking for. She initiates the medical evacuation procedure. First, she gets the power back on. As she does, a working Joe appears.
Ripley, are you okay? Ripley?
Not now.
Ripley slowly sneaks past it and is now able to initiate the procedure. She then runs for her life. As she does, Ripley must avoid the alien's traps. She sees the saliva dripping from the vents. Finally, she makes it through the previously destroyed door. Ripley needs to get out and quick. She begins climbing. After a horrifying few minutes, Ripley escapes through a vent. Once out of the vent, Ripley takes the elevator back towards Samuels. Once she arrives, she leaves the elevator and makes her way through the next room. In there is another elevator. However, it is broken. Ripley will need to find a compression cylinder. Unfortunately for Ripley, there are survivors here too, as well as the alien. She needs to find a way past them. As Ripley gets into the vent, all hell breaks loose above. While the alien picks off the survivors, Ripley makes her way to the upper floors. Once there, she finds the entrance to the warehouse, but it is locked. She will need to find another way in. In this same room, Ripley finds an upgrade for her access tuner. Almost immediately after, she uses the device to get the systems back online. Ripley has an idea. She powers up a requisition android in the hope that it will unlock the warehouse and where she can find a compression cylinder. Luckily, the android complies and takes Ripley to the warehouse. It then tells Ripley exactly where the cylinder is. Ripley is acutely aware that the alien is nearby, so she must keep on guard. There is also an issue. The floor has become electrified. Ripley will have to navigate her way around. After moving some things around, Ripley is able to obtain the compression cylinder. Now she just needs to make her way back to the elevator. After some evasion, Ripley is able to do this. She attaches the cylinder and makes her way to the synthetic fluid plant. Ripley just needs to get through this area in order to get back to Samuels. However, there are survivors, and they're already under attack by the alien. Ripley is going to have to be really careful. She maneuvers her way past the remaining survivors who are preoccupied trying to fight the alien off. Ripley finds a transit. She gets inside and heads towards the schemed tower transit. Ripley continues on. She uses the access tuner, which takes Ripley down to Samuels.
I sent you a clear directive not to land on station.
I told you we didn't hear your message. We understood you would be...
Hey,
Identify yourself.
Ripley, from the Torrens.
Relax, kid.
What the hell is going on here, Marshal? Where's the security forces?
You're looking at them.
I've seen the creature. What is it?
I don't know. Something brought here by Marlowe, the captain of the Anisadora.
The ship that found the flight recorder.
Is there anywhere safe left on this station? That creature's running around, and the Seeks and synthetics are less than friendly.
Goddamn androids.
Ripley? Taylor needs attention.
Medical's a no-go. We can't take her there.
We have a basic life support unit back at HQ.
Then let's go.
We need the transit to get to HQ, but it's down. Transit control is upstairs. Samuels says you're an engineer. Go make yourself useful, seeing as you screwed up the trap.
Yeah, right. We'll talk about that later, Waits. You protect them while I'm gone. Understood?
Ricardo, get a lock on our radio so we can stay in touch.
Ripley has now been introduced to Waits, who blames her for ruining the trap. In order to help everyone get back to HQ, Ripley has agreed to head to the transit control room in order to get the transport back online. Ripley enters the dark hallways. She uses the maintenance jack to gain access to a lift. This takes her down to the transit control room. Once she is down there, Ripley hears strange banging sounds. She would rather not stick around to find out what that is. As a result, Ripley gets straight to getting transit back online. Firstly, she gets the power issue fixed. Then she disables the security lockdown. Then she gets the transit back online. Ripley notices the banging has stopped. An android appears and Ripley fights it off. To make matters worse, the elevator is broken. Ripley enters the room the android had come from. In there, she finds a gas torch. This will make getting around a lot easier. Ripley uses the torch almost immediately in order to open up a vent. Ripley gets into contact with Waits.
Ripley, this is Waits. The transit's here and we're waiting on you.
Take it. I had some trouble, so it's gonna take me a while to get back.
We can wait.
Taylor can't. I can catch the next car.
Your call.
Ripley lets them go ahead. She is not too far behind anyway. After getting out of the vent, Ripley opens up a door. This takes her back to the transit room. As she makes her way into the transit room, Waits informs her that they heard voices as they left. Ripley calls for the transit and then hides.
Hey, we can do this.
Maybe he's found a better site to raid.
Or a way off this fuck heap. Today's the day we finally seal ourselves into the habitation base.
We'll make it through this, I promise.
Not even sure of that
I'm dying
anymore.
here. No way.
The thing is unstoppable.
Give me one clear shot. I'll stop the fucker.
They go away, and Ripley is able to get to the transit. Once Ripley reaches the Solomon's habitation area, Waits tells Ripley where to go. It doesn't take long for Ripley to find the HQ. It is clear that many on board do not like the Marshals. Ripley gets to the HQ and makes her way towards Waits.
How's Taylor?
Stable. Should be walking soon enough. Samuels is with her now.
Okay.
You managed to get transit up and running, so I guess we're even.
Where's Ricardo?
Prepping our next move. Look, I'm busy. I've got Marlowe in the cells, the lowlife who showed up with your flight recorder.
Where's Marlowe's ship? The Anisadora.
He put it in a parking orbit around the gas giant. Son of a bitch won't give us the command codes to let us bring it in on auto. Maybe you can get more out of the unhelpful bastard. Go talk to him.
Waits has asked Ripley to talk to Marlowe in order to see what she can find out.
Marlowe?
Who wants to know?
My name's Ripley. I'm with the company.
Here for your empty box already? You guys are keen, I'll give you that.
I'm here for personal reasons. My mother was on the Nostromo when it went missing 15 years ago.
You serious? Ship? Well, ship. We never found her ship, Ripley. Just the recorder.
But you sure as hell found something else. What happened out there?
I need a way out of here, Ripley. Maybe we can make a deal.
Just start talking. I want to know everything.
Check. You get me, Lewis?
A little fuzzy, Marlowe, but you're coming through.
Let's take it slow. I want to get to that beacon in one piece.
If you're looking for a piece, Foster, I've got something for you right here.
I'd need scanning equipment to find it, Heist.
Okay, enough already. Focus on what we're here for. I don't want any mistakes.
The crew start to explore, hoping that they will find something valuable. The planet seems desolate. The atmosphere is unlike anything they have seen before. After walking for some time, they come to a dead end.
Check out those rock formations. Bizarre.
They've been weathered by the climate conditions. It's just their natural state.
Ain't nothing natural about this place.
I'll have a look around. See if I can find a weak spot. Wait here.
Marlowe is boosted up to a path above. He continues on alone to see if he can find a way to create a path for everyone else. As he continues, the path behind him breaks away.
Yeah, I'm good. It was a close one, though. Don't think I'll be able to get back the way I came.
Just watch yourself, you hear me?
He has no choice but to continue on now.
Signal's getting stronger over here.
This could be the big one, huh? Salvage runner.
Your guess is as good as mine. Besides, I thought you lived for this stuff.
Never think of the future.
I just worry about what's right in front of me.
We see you.
Stay put. I think I found something.
Eventually, Marlowe finds a good place to plant the explosives. He sets them up and moves back. The crew join Marlowe. He's boosted up once again. The crew have found a ship. The signal seems to be heading in that direction. After a long walk, they make it to the ship.
What the hell do you think we're gonna find here, Marlowe?
Something big.
The way the ship looks is indescribable. The crew have never seen anything like this before. As they continue on, they find an opening.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Careful with what you touch. I don't want anything damaged.
It's amazing. How old must this be?
What is it? A cockpit?
And make this a ship.
I think we found our payload.
Hey, quiet!
What? You think we're gonna awaken? Hey, sorry, pal.
Can it? We're wasting time. Have a look around.
No, it's a life form.
It was a life form. Now it's our property. Salvage rights.
We need to stake our claim before anyone else does.
And Isadora is not prepared for something this big.
Then we'll take what we can and come back. Have a look around, see what else is here.
Marlowe, we found something. Tracks.
Tracks?
Looks like something was dragged. But that's not all. You're not gonna like this.
What is it?
The tracks lead here.
Same name that's on the flight recorder.
Nostromo.
Maybe they abandoned ship and landed here.
I can see that. Shit.
If they were here before us, why is there no record of this place?
Well, if they're still alive, there goes our salvage.
Let's find out. I'll find the beacon and shut it off. Don't want anybody else finding this place. Foster, Heist, check out the cavern below.
The crew now know that Nostromo was here too. Marlowe wants to turn the distress beacon off so no one else can find this place.
Meeks, I found the beacon. I'm gonna check it out. Don't know what happened, but the beacon stopped broadcasting.
Marlowe, you have got to see this. It's amazing.
On my way.
Marlowe makes his way back to see what the crew have found.
This place just keeps on giving. Here, strap yourself in.
Marlowe is not willing to let Ripley know everything else, which obviously means that there is more to tell. At that moment, however, the alien has returned. Ripley wants to help. Waits gives her a flamethrower. Waits claims he has a plan to trap it. In order to help, Ripley makes her way to the Systech Spire. In order to meet Ricardo, Ripley leaves the HQ. It is here that Waits contacts her.
Ripley, you on your way?
Yeah.
Ricardo's moving in ahead of you. I've sent your guy Samuels to Android processing. Once this thing's dead, I'm gonna get him to access Apollo and lift the lockdown.
Samuel's okay doing that?
Guy said he wanted to help and I have my hands full here. Besides, he's a synthetic. Should be easier for him to get in there.
I guess.
Look, Ripley, we're the only people standing between Sevastopol and outright disaster.
Outright disaster has already happened, Waits. All we can do now is kill that fucker.
Ripley takes a transit car to Loren's Systech Spire. Once there, she informs the marshals that the creature is there. She then contacts Waits.
Waits, the creature. How are we gonna seal it in?
The Spire was built to process high-value compounds dredged up from the gas giant. Piracy precautions are still in place. The tower can be shut off, vents, doors, everything. So, you build a cage around the creature, and Ricardo locks it down.
Ripley now understands how the plan will work. Waits gets in touch again.
Ricardo's finalizing the lockdown. You need to close the security doors all around the stairwell. Then the supply storage, maintenance access, and server hub reception. Report in as you go.
She begins locking off all possible escape routes. As Ripley does this, she can hear the alien. Eventually, Ripley is able to lock all access points. She then heads to Ricardo.
Wait, can you patch me through to Ripley?
I've already connected you.
Ripley, there's an override command that allows you to initiate the emergency lockdown. It's on the terminal behind the reception desk.
Ripley uses the terminal to initiate the emergency lockdown. The server hub reception is now closed too.
Ricardo, server hub reception is closed off.
Good job. Come through to the server farm, quietly.
The alien is close by. Ripley will need to be very quiet.
I've set up an emergency shutdown at the terminal inside the server farm. You need to trigger it from there, then get out. I'll keep your exit open till you're through, then shut the trap.
To finish the trap, Ripley will need to get to the server farm, where she can trigger the emergency shutdown. The alien is close by. She will have to be quick. Ripley reaches the server farm.
That's it, you got it.
Is my exit open, Ricardo?
Wait a minute.
Ricardo, is my exit clear?
Jesus, it's shut. You won't move.
What are you doing, Ricardo? Fix it.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Ripley, I'm working on it.
Something has gone wrong. Ripley is locked in there with it. Ripley will need to fight it off until they can find a way out for her.
Okay, I got it. Get out, Ripley, now!
Eventually, the exit is open and Ripley makes her way towards it. She uses the maintenance jack. Ripley has made it out alive.
Ricardo, how did you open it back up?
I had to suppress the alert. It was the only way to get Ripley out.
You let it out? We had it locked down, and you let it out? Ripley, it's still on your tail.
Where should I go?
Take the elevator to Gemini Labs. If it follows, we can still trap it there. Ripley, Ricardo, we can't let it escape again, no matter what.
The alien is no longer trapped and it is chasing after Ripley. She heads towards the Gemini Labs. Waits believes there is still a way to trap this thing. As Ripley makes her way to the elevator, the alien is there too. Ripley slowly walks around it. After a terrifying few seconds, she makes it to the elevator.
I'm in Gemini, Waits.
We need that whole facility powered up. There's a freight elevator you'll need to take, but ever since Seegson pulled funding from Gemini, it's been out of action.
Ripley will need to get the power back online. She makes her way towards the control terminal. She will have to be careful. There are androids around, as well as the alien. Ripley does her best to avoid both. As she makes her way around, Ripley finds an upgrade for her plasma torch. As Ripley enters the next room, the alien continues to pursue her. With it temporarily dealt with, she continues on. Ripley notices saliva dripping. She makes sure to avoid it. It is in that same room that she is able to distribute the system.
Local breakers.
Where can I find the power breakers, Waits?
I see one in the analysis labs, the others in the decontamination room.
Now Ripley is able to bring the Gemini facility online. All she needs to do is find the power breakers. Ripley begins making her way around, making sure to avoid the cameras and the alien. It is in the next room that she finds the first power breaker.
I'm down.
Ripley heads through a vent and finds the second power breaker. She then makes her way to the power room. It is here that she initiates the maintenance check. The android helps distribute the conduit, while Ripley stabilizes the energy flow.
That's it. Elevator's online, Ripley. for a place called Project KG-348. Let me know when you're there.
This gets everything back online. Ripley makes her way to an elevator and heads towards a place known as Project KG-348.
Wait, I made it.
Is it still after you?
I think so.
I got a plan. Head for the labs.
Once there, Waits tells Ripley to head to the labs. After making her way through the deserted corridors, Ripley eventually makes it to the labs. She must find a way to restore power to the lab. Ripley makes her way down. The lab is quiet. It feels unsettling. After dealing with that android, Ripley continues on. She hopes the noise will not attract the alien. Eventually, Ripley finds the emergency power reset breaker.
That's it. I can see a power spike. Now, reconnect the lab systems to Sebastopol from the console in the central lab. We're counting on you, Ripley.
The noise is bound to draw the alien out, so Ripley needs to be careful. Ripley begins to head to the other side of the lab, where she uses the security access tuner to activate the primary alarm. Now all Ripley needs to do is escape.
Attention. Please remain calm and proceed to the nearest exit.
I'm sorry, Ripley.
Facility jettison procedures
No! No! Don't fucking do this to me!
Standing by for gravity backup.
Waits has left Ripley to die. She needs to find a way out and quick. Ripley makes her way to the airlock, knowing that the alien is there too.
Fuck.
When she reaches the airlock, Ripley learns that she will have to wait until it is pressurized. The alien now knows where she is. Ripley will have to fight it off. The alien attacks a number of times, but Ripley repels it every time.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Ripley, is that you?
Yes, Waits. Me, you son of a bitch. You locked me in. You blew the lab into space.
I had no choice. No choice at all. You saw that thing. You saw what it could do. I had to get it off the station. By any means necessary.
Yeah. Use me as bait. Leave me to die.
And it goddamn worked, Ripley. It goddamn worked. I got that thing. Jettisoned it into the gas giant. The station's safe.
There's that. And there's the fact that you're a heartless bastard. I'm heading back to the Bureau. We can discuss your methods there. Ripley out.
After that brief conversation, Ripley decides to make her way back to the HQ. On her way back, Ripley finds a shotgun. This will help her to deal with the androids and other survivors. After all, the alien was not the only threat on board. Ripley takes the transit back to the Solomon's habitation tower. Once there, Ricardo radios through.
Ripley! Ripley, it's Ricardo. You made it.
No thanks to Waits.
He's a ruthless son of a bitch, always has been. Stubborn too. If he'd ever listened to me, things would never have gone this far.
It's done now.
I'm sorry for fucking up with the lockdown earlier.
Forget it. You got me out in the end. I'll see you back at the Bureau.
Ripley continues on, but the way forward is locked off. She will need to restore power to the shutters. In order to do this, Ripley uses a cleaning robot to open up a locked vent. After making her way through, Ricardo contacts Ripley again.
Rip, I'm about to rain on the parade. Something's up with the androids.
Something's been up with the damn androids since I got here.
No, this is new. They've left their posts. I just saw some of them in a public area. That's not normal.
Great.
Watch your back.
Ripley knows she must be on her guard. Something is happening. She makes her way through another vent. It is here that Ripley contacts Waits.
Waits, it's Ripley. What's going on with the androids?
I don't know.
What about the change in alert status?
Damn it, I don't know. I'm trying to contact Samuels. Maybe he knows what the hell Apollo is playing at.
No one seems to know what is happening. That is worrying. After getting through the vent, Ripley is able to restore power. Once she steps through the powered up door, Ripley realizes that all hell has broken loose. Ripley fights her way through. The androids are actively killing everyone. As Ripley makes her way around, she contacts Waits.
Wait, for God's sakes, Apollo's let the androids off the leash. They're attacking on sight.
I don't know what the hell this is. They're not just responding to trespass violations, it's like they're hunting.
For who?
For everyone and anyone.
What do you mean?
Stand by.
Ripley questions what could have caused the androids to do this. Was it because the alien was dealt with? After fighting her way through some more androids, Ripley makes it back to the HQ.
Wait, I've got some security shutters in my way. Can you open them? Waits.
You bastards, you murdering bastards! Leave them alone! Stand down! You bastards!
Wait! Wait!
That didn't sound good. Ripley is going to have to find another way in. She makes her way through the vents, making sure to avoid any more androids. After leaving the vent, Ripley finds a terminal, where the parasite is discussed some more.
Wait, it's Dr. Lingard. I've just examined a patient with, well, I've never seen anything like it. It's some kind of unknown parasite. I did a quick check on the name they gave me, and there's no one registered under it at Sevastopol. I think she came on board recently. Do you know anything about this? I have no idea what Sinclair and his men were doing, but this should have been picked up during quarantine. Who knows what else they've let through? The patient and her captain are waiting for me in the examination room. Get down here now.
Ripley is beginning to understand more about the alien. As Ripley continues to make her way around, she finds a tape player.
Wait, we should talk about what happened in San Cristobal. Now, it was a nasty business, and I understand that you want to deal with it as quietly and quickly as possible. But I wanted to make sure you didn't do anything rash. I'm talking about catching the specimen without killing it. If we play it smart, we could be set up for life. I have the connections. I can set it up. You're getting old, Wade, so you can't do this forever. And what are you going to do when Sevastopol closes? You have my number. Ransom out.
It seems that some on the station wanted to sell the alien instead of killing it. Could this have made the situation worse? In the next room, Ripley makes it back to the HQ.
Rip, they're all dead.
The android slaughtered them.
Why? Why the fuck would...
I don't know, but I think Samuels does.
Samuels? Why?
Wait, sent him to access Apollo. I need to find him. Have you seen Taylor and Marlowe?
No.
They're not here. I think they may have got clear. Ricardo, if I go after Samuels, can you run this place? I need eyes and ears.
I'm not fucking staying here.
Ricardo, I need you to do this. Can you man the station and keep me covered? Ricardo!
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Sit tight. Lock the fucking doors and don't let anyone in. Look after me. I'll come back for you.
Ripley is going to go and look for Samuels. To do this, she needs to get to Seegson Synthetics. Ripley makes her way to Transit and heads down towards Sevastopol Scheme Tower. Once Ripley arrives, Ricardo contacts her.
Synthetics. Rip, do you hear me?
Clear.
I can see activity on terminals on the top levels of Seegson Synthetics. Rip, I'm not sure I can do this.
Ricardo, I need you to focus. You're in charge now.
In charge? In charge of what? A room full of dead people? This is fucked up!
Focus, Ricardo. If Samuels can talk to Apollo, he can get the androids to stand down. Then this'll all be over.
Ripley starts to make her way towards Seegson Synthetics. As she does, she finds a black box data extraction.
Query? Yes, I have been in our transmission relay archive, and I've done some decrypting. I'm looking for crew logs that passed through Sevastopol a while ago. I know you're concerned, but it's ancient history. There's just some stuff I need to know. A routine company transmission packet sent from the edge of Thetis before a ship started its trip home. Nothing that's gonna break anything.
Ripley's asked me to log a report on what happened to the umbilicus when we hooked onto the refinery. I'll tell you what happened. Me and Brett were holding the place together with our bare hands. You'd think millions of tons of oil would get someone from the front deck, someone on a full share down here with us. You know, checking up on the stuff we need. You want to get out of the system on schedule next time, you put the Nostromo in dry dock for a month. You wait till we're done with it, you pay what we're due, park her out.
It seems that Ransom was trying to get information on the Nostromo. This is the same man that has been trying to gain specimens for Weyland-Yutani. Continuing on, Ripley is able to find the elevator that will take her to Samuels. Ripley begins making her way through the android labs. As she leaves the elevator, Ricardo gives her an update.
Ripley, there's a security alert firing off in the labs nearby. Elevators are out. Looks like the Seegson Synthetics aren't taking kindly to a Weyland-Yutani model snooping around.
So how do I get up?
You have to climb. There's a service vent through to the elevator shaft around there somewhere.
Ripley knows she has to be careful. While exploring the area, Ripley finds a passcode on a terminal. She uses the passcode to open up a new area. Ripley then makes her way through a vent. This leads Ripley to a new area. No matter what happens, Ripley will not be able to go back that way. She begins to make her way through another vent. In this new area are a number of androids.
Ricardo, I'm here. Looks like the place synthetics go to die.
Ripley accesses a terminal.
This is Seegson Executive Ransom speaking. I just woke up to find a working Joe in my suite, and when I asked what the hell it was doing, it lunched for me. I had to leave my own fucking apartment. Send your best technicians to Apollo Core and find out what the hell is going on. Now! Get those things under control. I want a full report ASAP.
It seems that not everything was going to plan for Ransom. Weyland-Yutani seemingly stabbed him in the back. Ripley comes across an electrified door. If she is going to get rid of it, she will have to find a way to turn the power down. Ripley begins doing this one by one.
Biocontainment hazard level, Omega. You always know. Oh, come with me, please.
After Ripley turns off the last one, she is able to get through the previously electrified door. Ripley makes her way through a vent. It is here that she sees Samuels.
I must have access to Apollo. Open the tower transit immediately.
Apollo transit reserved for Seegson executives and synthetics only.
Right. Then I'll have to find a way to talk to Apollo directly.
Biocontainment hazard level Omega. All permissions rescinded.
I don't have time for this.
It seems that Samuels is trying to find a way to contact Apollo. Upon leaving the vent, she enters a new room, the synthetic showroom. Ripley is trapped in the room with them. She needs to find a way out. After reading a terminal, Ripley learns that she needs to press the button near the desk.
You need an appointment.
Luckily, Ripley has managed to get out of there before the androids could get her. However, they are still trying to get through. Ripley needs to act and fast. She looks around to see if there is a way out. Luckily, in the next room, Ripley finds a number of weapons and ammo. With these new items, Ripley is prepared. As she makes her way back to the main room, she uses the rewiring to divert the gas, causing a fire. Ripley gets back to the main room and waits. She fights for her life, using every weapon she has to survive. After a long fight, Ripley is able to deal with them all. She grabs a keycard and uses it to open the next room. Ripley then takes an elevator down to android orientation. The way forward will not be easy, due to a malfunctioning. Ripley will have to take the long way around. She begins climbing across, making sure to avoid the steam at all costs. After some time, she gets across. In the next room are more androids. She knows she has to take them all out. After dealing with those, Ripley finds Samuels.
Ripley, good to see you alive. Apollo's security perimeter has been built so that only Seegson synthetics can interact with it. Listen to me. I'm going to have to do something rather drastic if I hope to connect with Apollo. I'm go to use the reformat chamber. It's the only option. I've had to divert power from the area to allow me to try.
Ripley makes her way into the room. She believes it to be too dangerous.
Samuels, that's too dangerous.
Yes, far too dangerous. Wish me luck.
Samuels, don't!
Infection has been purged. The creature is no longer on board. The station is safe. Request that all hazard containment operations are suspended. Alert. Unauthorized connection. Ripley, Apollo's rejecting me. We might be in trouble.
Samuels?
Until power. Apollo is trying to stop me from interfacing. Oh no! Amanda! You need to manually disconnect the systems. Please!
Jesus, Samuels, I'll try!
Wait! You need to do it in the correct order, or the cascade will be fatal for me. I'm accessing Seegson schematics. Remove the red cable first.
Okay, red first!
Something has gone wrong. Samuels needs Ripley's help.
Red done!
Next, look for a blue cable. Can you see it?
Got it! Blue disconnected. What next?
I'm having trouble accessing the schematics. Apollo is making things difficult.
I need the next one, Samuels! What?
What's happening out there, Ripley?
The emergency lights have come on! I can't make out the colors of the cables! You're gonna have to guide me to them!
The next one is plugged into a wall socket. There was an upturned gurney nearby.
Found it!
Just two more, Ripley. Look for an open floor panel. There should be a deactivated android next to it.
Got it, Samuels!
Just the last one now, Ripley.
You're dying.
You talk like I've had an actual life. I thank you for that.
Samuels.
The Apollo transit is open. Once you get into the core, it will talk to you.
You did that for me?
I wanted Amanda Ripley to have closure.
Despite Ripley stopping it, it is too late for Samuels. He died trying to save everyone. He did manage to open up transit to Apollo for Ripley. Ripley makes her way back to the elevator. As she does, Ricardo gets in touch.
Rip, I just found something here. An interview tape. You need to hear it.
Play it, Ricardo.
You're Marlowe, right?
Yeah.
I'm Taylor. Sector Exec Wayland Yutani.
Oh, the big guns now, huh? Not some girl with abandonment issues?
Leave Ripley out of this. She's just looking for closure. I'm looking after Wayland Yutani interests.
And I'm looking to get out of this fucking cell. Maybe we can do a deal.
Maybe. This is being recorded. You understand?
I saw. Red lights on.
I want data. The location of the planetoid where you found the derelict. All data you have on the origin of that organism.
I can give you that. And a way off this station. You just have to let me out.
I can probably agree to those terms. What the fuck?
Taylor? Taylor, get me out of this cell, right now! Get me out!
Ripley?
I heard it.
Ripley cannot let Taylor grab specimen. She is angered by this, but she continues on. Eventually, she makes her way back to the transit and heads towards Apollo Communications. After reaching there, she then takes the transit to Apollo Care. Ricardo gets in contact.
We're on the floor above the Apollo core. This whole area contains Apollo supportive systems with the AI core itself at the center. Apollo prevented Samuels from lifting the lockdown remotely, but once you're inside, he made sure it'll at least talk to you.
In order for her to make her way into Apollo Care, she has to give up all of her weapons.
Firearms detected.
You've got to be shitting me.
Place firearms on security conveyor. Mason and Apollo, thank you.
I'll bet.
With her weapons handed over, Ripley continues on. There is, however, an issue. The door she needs to get through is locked.
Ricardo, the way-in's blocked off.
The schematics they use for the Sevastopol sales tour should be nearby. See if there's a back door.
She uses the schematics to see if she can find a way in.
Okay, let's see. There's a power conduit that links to the Apollo core. I can use that.
You think you'll fit?
Turn off the electrics, take some deep breaths, squeeze. Easy.
I'm not coming up there to pull you out if you get stuck.
On the schematics is the code to the door. Ripley also figures out what she needs to do in order to get to Apollo. She needs to turn the power down. First, Ripley uses the access tuner to turn the conduit off. Ripley then uses the access tuner to turn the turbine off. She can now make it through, but she has to be quick, as they will power up again. Ripley makes it through just in time. Now she just needs to squeeze through the vents. It is here that Ricardo contacts Ripley again.
This is gonna be tight.
Good luck. Ripley, you're getting deeper into Apollo and your radio signal's getting faint. I'm gonna lose you soon.
Great. Just keep them crossed for me, huh?
There's gonna be lots of Joes down there, Rip. Could be dangerous.
Samuel sacrificed himself so I could get here. I've gotta try.
I thought he was a pretty nice guy for a synthetic.
Me too.
Ripley knows what is at stake. She continues on.
Ricardo, the main entrance is locked. Any idea what to do next?
I can't hardly hear you, Ripley. Your signal's just faint.
Ricardo? For Christ's sake. If you can hear me, find another way to make contact. Something's up with my earpiece.
Communication with Ricardo is impossible down here. Ripley is on her own. Ripley needs to find Apollo's human consultation control room. She accesses a nearby terminal and discovers someone bought Sevastopol Station out of the blue.
Spedding, something crazy just happened. Sevastopol is off the market. We got a buyer. Weeks before they start taking the place apart and they U-turn. After all those endless presentations and tours, I guess the talks weren't stalled at all. Someone at company headquarters just had to click his fingers. A message of confirmation just came in. Apollo is currently receiving a packet of new operation rule sets, so I guess the deal's sealed. Now this is board-level need-to-know stuff until it's announced to shareholders. Quite the promotion, huh?
After having no interest for so long, someone suddenly saw an opportunity. With this new information, Ripley continues on. She manages to get the power running in the human consultation control room. She now must check the left and right server banks. There are androids down here. She will need to be careful. After some sneaking around, Ripley successfully checks both server banks. She can now speak with Apollo.
the hell? Two days after we left. You're kidding me. Sons of bitches! It isn't on the damn station. What? Fuck.
So it was Weyland-Yutani who bought the station, giving top priority to protect the specimen. That helps explain the android's behaviour. Ripley also concludes that the company must have known when they sent the Torrens to collect the flight recorder. According to Apollo, there is an issue with the reactor core that is stopping Apollo from lifting the lockdown. Ripley heads down to see what the issue is. In order to get there, she heads down to engineering. Luckily, comms with Ricardo are back.
You on comms yet, Ricardo?
I'm here, Rip. What's the news?
Apollo's running on Weyland-Yutani protocols.
It's what?
Saxon's sold out. Weyland-Yutani are in control of Apollo now. It's refusing to lift the lockdown. It says there's something up with the reactor.
You're from the company. Tell it you don't give a shit and to do what you say.
Sorry, Ricardo, but I'm small fry. Me, Samuels, Taylor, we all are. Guess if we amounted to anything, Apollo wouldn't be so ready to see us killed.
Ripley sneaks past a number of security cameras. While she does this, she finds an upgrade for a plasma torch. With that, she continues on. After sneaking past a few more cameras, Ripley uses her torch to access a vent. Once Ripley makes her way through, she begins exploring the new area. However, the way forward is inaccessible. Ripley will have to find a way to get the shutter working again. As Ripley makes her way around, she finds a new weapon, the bolt gun. Ripley uses this immediately in order to take out an android. At last, she can defend herself again. Ripley finds a terminal. On there is a passcode. She makes a note of it as it might come in useful later on. As Ripley continues on, she uses the passcode to get the shutter open. Once Ripley makes her way through, she enters an elevator that will take her to the reactor core. Upon arriving, Ripley is able to find a pistol and a shotgun. This will help in her fight against the androids. Ripley heads up the ladder and eventually makes it to the core.
I'm at the top of the reactor core, Ricardo.
You see anything yet?
Nothing. Got some androids, some core control systems, business as usual. I'm gonna have to explore the lower level.
Should be an elevator down somewhere.
Ripley cannot see anything wrong with the core. She decides that she will go to the lower levels to check it out further. As Ripley makes her way down, she is attacked by a number of androids. These androids are stronger. It takes almost all of Ripley's ammunition to deal with them. She finds an elevator and heads down to the lower levels.
Oh no. God, no. Ricardo, they're all here. Everyone that's missing. Everyone. They're trapped in some kind of nest. There are eggs. It's like a farm.
Shit. Just get out of there. Now.
I'll have to restore power to the platform from the conduits down here.
Things are so much worse than she ever expected. Ripley is lost for words. Apollo refused to lift the lockdown because there's a whole nest of aliens down here. Ripley knows she must continue forwards. This cannot be ignored. She must destroy it. She will do this by overloading the reactor core. To do this, she must enter the nest. There are eggs everywhere. She scans every part of the floor just to make sure. In the next room, Ripley finds a flamethrower. Ripley is acutely aware that there may be hundreds of aliens down here. The first thing Ripley does is enable the conduit interface. She then disengages the locking mechanism, and finally she activates the alpha conduit. This causes a lot of sound. With the Alpha core dealt with, Ripley needs to overload the Beta core. The aliens now know she is here. Ripley sneaks past the aliens, fighting them off if need be. Once Ripley reaches the objective, she realises that there is no power. She will need to turn it back on. She follows the wire. She can hear the aliens nearby. After making her way through a vent, Ripley is able to restore power. She then enters the vent and begins making her way back. Ripley realises that there are a number of aliens in the next room. She prepares herself and begins heading out the vent. Ripley makes it back and enables the conduit interface. She then disengages the locking mechanism. As she does, another alien attacks. Ripley fights it off. She knows that fighting them back will only hold them off for a short period of time, so she has to be quick. Ripley finally is able to activate the Beta conduit. Now that Ripley has done this, she needs to get back to the control reactor. While Ripley makes her way back to the elevator, she is attacked by more facehuggers. She manages to fend them off, however the noise attracts more aliens to attack. After a stressful few minutes, Ripley makes it back to the elevator. She has made it out alive. Once Ripley reaches the reactor core, she discusses the plan with Ricardo.
Ricardo, I can destroy the nest.
Ripley, you've put yourself in enough danger today.
I can power up all the cores, overload them, and then initiate a reactor purge. It'll destroy everything down there.
Look, I'm not trying to persuade you out of this, Rip. I'd just like it if you didn't die.
There are emergency overflow circuits that feed excess power into the local capacitor banks on each tower. If I decouple them and discharge the system, the purge will be external. The nest is right in harm's way.
I have no clue what you just said.
Just find something to hold on to.
Ripley needs to overload the Alpha and Beta cores. It will not be easy as she notices that there are more androids down here now. Ripley begins fighting her way through using whatever ammo she has left. After fighting the androids off, she overloads the Alpha core. She then deactivates the Alpha core limiter. With that one done, Ripley then makes her way to the Beta core. She overloads it. She then deactivates the Beta core limiter. Now that Ripley has overloaded both cores, she now needs to redirect power to the control core. As she does this, many more androids appear. She must do something right now. Ripley manages to redirect the power. Now she just needs to initiate the purge from the reactor control room.
Ricardo, I'm about to purge the nest. Hang tight.
Maintained at Omega. Multiple unregistered life forms detected throughout Sevastopol. Power levels throughout Sevastopol compromised.
There's still some on the station. Shit. I'm sorry, Ricardo.
Just get back to the Marshal Bureau, Rip. Please.
Ripley has successfully destroyed the hive, but she has drawn the aliens out. There will not just be one alien wandering around Sevastopol now. Feeling slightly distraught, Ripley makes her way back to Ricardo. As she begins to make her way back, Ricardo gets in touch.
Wait, Rip, something weird's happening.
You think?
I need you to get to medical, now. The reactor purge. It's resetting systems across Sevastopol. Lights, transit, maybe even communications. I think this is our big chance. Just go, now. We might not have much time. I'm heading down to comms.
This could be it, their chance to escape. Ripley immediately begins making her way to the medical bay. In order to get there, she needs to take the transit to the Sevastopol schemed tower. Once there, Ricardo updates Ripley.
Ricardo, I'm at medical. Did you manage to get to comms?
I'm here, but I was too late. Apollo's recovered from the reactor purge and locked out external comms again.
Damn it. So why'd you send me here?
Plan B, Rip. See, before I left, the systems showed a ship approaching Sevastopol. I think it's the Anisadora. Marlowe managed to send out his auto codes to call it in while comms were temporarily open.
We've got to get to it. Is it docking?
No, but it's in a holding position nearby. Head for the ambulance bay. The shuttles are really short range, but they'll make it.
Got it.
Despite comms being shut down, there is now a way out. Ripley needs to find a short-range ambulance. In order for her to do that, Ripley gets into an elevator and heads to the primary care floor. As she makes her way through the medical bay, Ripley can hear the aliens nearby. After slowly sneaking her way to the ambulance craft, Ripley realises she needs a higher upgrade for the access tuner. She begins searching for it. Luckily, Ripley finds it in the corner of the room. She needs to be quick as the alien is nearby. Ripley uses the newly upgraded access tuner to hack open the door.
Coordinates already in the system, just punch the dash.
What about you?
Ripley is now on board the Anisadora. Now she needs to find out who is operating it. As Ripley makes her way around the Anesidora, she learns more about what happened.
We may have broken our losing streak. We've barely been scraping a living the past couple of years, and the Anesidora is starting to look like the wrecks we salvage. Can't say the crew's been faring any better. Then we found that flight recorder. It belongs to a ship, the Nostromo, Weyland-Yutani property. That means there'll be a reward. But then Marlowe had an even better idea. Extrapolate the path of the flight recorder to try to find the wreck of the Nostromo. We got lucky. Found a distress signal, and now we're following it. This is it. I can feel it in my bones. He always said he'd do right by me.
She continues to explore the ship. While she does, she accesses a terminal and begins to learn more.
Anesidora, this is Marshal Waits of Sevastopol. Officially, I should deny your request to dock. Sevastopol is currently being decommissioned, and I can't compromise security for unscheduled vessels. However, in the light of the property you found, I will allow a small number of your crew to dock via a short-range shuttle. I must remind you that Sevastopol is entitled to a cut of any reward for return of said property once it's on station. Let me know your decision. Waits out.
On the terminal, she also finds a passcode. She uses this to unlock a nearby door. Ripley is now in the power room. She manages to get the basic power online. With that done, she continues on. Ripley updates Ricardo on what is happening. It is also at this time that Marlowe gets in touch.
Hey, Ripley. Welcome to Anesidora.
Marlowe? Where are you, Marlowe?
Thanks for switching the power back on. You saved me a job. I only needed it offline temporarily. I had some things to fix.
Ripley needs to find him. As she begins making her way towards him, Marlowe gets in touch again.
Maybe you want to join my crew. Plenty of free spots.
Ripley, Marlowe double-crossed me. He said he'd give me all the data he had on the creature so I could take it to the company, but he...
Taylor? Taylor! Marlowe, what are you doing?
What no one else seems prepared to do. Come find me, Ripley. I got something for you.
It seems that he has a plan. Ripley is slightly concerned by what this is. As Ripley makes her way through the medical bay, she is attacked by a facehugger. It is a worrying sign. She hopes this is all she will find. As Ripley makes her way through, she finds a terminal. She begins reading it.
Anesidora, this is Marshal Waits of Sevastopol. Officially, I should deny your request to dock. Sevastopol is currently being decommissioned, and I can't compromise security for unscheduled vessels. However, in the light of the property you found, I will allow a small number of your crew to dock via a short-range shuttle. I must remind you that Sevastopol is entitled to a cut of any reward for return of said property once it's on station. Let me know your decision. Waits out.
She now knows the whole story about how the alien came to be. With this new information, Ripley continues on. Not long after, Marlowe gets in touch again.
I tried to save Foster. Brought him to Sevastopol. Broke all the rules getting her ashore. That was stupid of me. Stupid. You don't beat this thing, Ripley. You can. All you can do is refuse to engage. You gotta wipe out every trace, destroy any clue, stop its infection from spreading, make sure there's no chance of the human race ever making contact with it again. Because the moment it makes contact, it's won. The company's never gonna know what happened here. Nobody is. I won't allow it.
Ripley cannot disagree with what Marlowe has said. Perhaps they can help each other out. Ripley makes her way into another control room. It is here that she finally finds the Nostromo flight recorder.
Added report. Personal message. This is for my daughter. Hi, Amanda. I'm recording this for you, my sweetheart, and I hope you get to hear it one day. You see, I got into trouble. My ship, there was an accident, sweetheart, and, we found an alien creature. It was very dangerous, and the only way we could stop it was to destroy the ship. I'm okay. I'm stuck on this lifeboat, long way out. But we had to destroy the ship. We had to destroy the Nostromo. We just couldn't risk bringing that thing home with us. I needed to protect you. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'm sure I'll see you very soon. I love you, sweetheart.
Oh my God.
Now you understand. That's to overload the fusion reactor.
That'll turn the reactor into a goddamn nuke. You'll destroy the ship and the station.
It will annihilate every trace of that creature. Ripley, it's the only way. I can't let it live. And I'm not letting the company have it, or they'll just start the whole thing over again.
Listen to me! We don't have to do this!
Stop! Stop it, Marlo!
Marlo, please.
You heard what your mother did. She understood. If she was here, she'd be helping me. You think she would want company suits knowing the zip code of that creature? No one must know.
There are still people alive on the station! Marlo!
Foster's not. She was my wife. I loved her. And I killed her.
I think I was too late. He set it going. He set it going!
Taylor, I'll stop the overload. You have to help me. Go to that console.
Warning. Fusion reactor overload in progress.
Open the fusion system so I can work on them.
What?
I need power sent to the auxiliary generator. Look for the letters AUX.
I found it!
Okay, you're doing good, Taylor. Now switch the maintenance terminal from auto to manual. Do you see it?
I can't find it!
It'll be there, Taylor. Trust me. That's it.
Fusion reactor overload suppressed. Safety limiters restored.
Oh God. You did it! Something's happening. I don't understand. Primary systems collapse. Total system-wide cascade failure.
Fuck! Marlo forced an overload. The ship's gonna tear itself apart.
Warning. Critical collapse. Warning. Critical collapse.
Ripley cannot help Taylor. She needs to get off the ship, and fast. She sprints for the ambulance craft. Ripley has managed to get back to Sevastopol. Once she is there, she gets in touch with Ricardo.
Ricardo!
Ripley, the Anisadora blast took out the orbital stabilizers. We're about to fall from the sky. I'm trying to contact the Torrens, but the comms are still locked. The ambulance you just docked is screwed. The Torrens is our only way off this. The broadcast from Verlaine just updated.
Hello, Sevastopol. Can you respond? We just saw a ship blow on your starboard side, took out an entire orbital stabilizer array. We have no place to dock. Please, tell us what's going on in there. We can take survivors. I'll leave this channel open. Torrens out.
Everything is going wrong. Ripley needs to find a way to get into contact with the Torrens. It's their only way off the ship. Ripley uses the access tuner to hack the door. As she makes her way through, Ricardo gets in touch.
We've got company. Caesar security just came through. Guns in hand, not friendly. I had to hide under a desk.
What do they want?
The Torrens. They heard the broadcast. They want to contact it. I think they plan on taking it by force.
Can they?
No. Comms are still out. Steer clear of them though. They're dangerous and desperate.
Thanks to Ricardo, Ripley knows she needs to be on high alert. Survivors will be even more dangerous now. She slowly makes her way through them, taking out any who get in her way. After moving up the flight of stairs, she finds Ricardo.
Ripley.
You okay?
Listen, Marlowe's permissions are still logged at this terminal. If we had the coordinates for the Torrens, we could align the transmitter dishes manually, bypass Apollo completely.
There's an observatory near the comms array, right?
Yeah. We should be able to find the Torrens coordinates using that. I'll get the door for you.
They now have a plan. Ripley takes the elevator to comms control. Once there, she begins making her way through the control room, making sure to avoid the survivors. After sneaking by, Ripley is able to make her way into the observation deck. Once there, she activates the observation platform. Then she commences a deep space scan.
Thank God. Ricardo, I found them.
Now you've got to align the dishes to the Torrens position manually.
Check. I'm going outside.
With this now done, Ripley must input the Torrens coordinates manually. To do this, she must venture outside. Ricardo is able to unlock the entrance to the airlock for Ripley. With it open, she makes her way inside. Ripley then gets changed and makes her way out.
When Sevastopol starts to fall.
She begins to slowly make her way to the other side of the platform. Once she is there, Ripley inputs the Torrens coordinates. However, there is an issue. She needs to remove the parabolic antenna lock. Ripley makes her way down the steps. Once she reaches the room, she reboots the array clamp controls. Then she powers up the array clamp controls. Once this is done, she unlocks the emergency clamp. Ripley has managed to remove the parabolic antenna lock. She just needs to make her way back to the terminal, where she can manually input the coordinates. After a long process, Ripley finally gets it done.
Torrance, this is Ripley on the station. Are you reading me, Verlaine?
Ripley, what the hell is going on over there?
Bad things, Torrance. There's an alien organism here. It's deadly. We need urgent extraction.
A what?
There's no time to explain. Please, Verlaine.
There's nowhere for us to dock, Ripley. The station's tearing free from its gravity mooring. I've seen a towing platform below the spaceflight terminal, but the Torrens umbilical isn't built for it. You'll need to extend the tow platform clamp station side.
Just get into position.
Ripley has successfully got into contact with the Torrens. She just needs to make her way over to Solomon's habitation tower. She makes her way back inside and changes out of her suit. Ripley then begins making her way to the tower. As she does, she contacts Ricardo.
Ricardo, get ready to move. We're leaving. Ricardo? Ricardo, do you copy? Ricardo, come in.
That does not sound good. Something has gone wrong. Ripley makes her way back to Ricardo to find out what has happened. To make the situation worse, the aliens are everywhere. One is outside the airlock. She will need to be very careful here. Ripley waits for it to enter a vent before continuing forward. Once it does, she heads for the door. Once she is through it, she takes the elevator back to comms. After Ripley leaves the elevator, she finds Ricardo.
Ricardo? Oh God. Ricardo. Oh no.
It is too late for Ricardo now, and Ripley knows it. He did his best to help her, and she will always be grateful for that. Ripley continues on. She needs to deal with the immediate danger. There are aliens and survivors everywhere. Ripley fights her way through, battling hard to stay alive. Luckily, the two seem to be fighting each other. Eventually she makes it and takes the transit to Systech Upper. Once there, Ripley realises that she needs to get the power back online. She begins looking for a way to do this. Ripley is able to find a terminal. On there is a passcode. She uses it to unlock a door in the main transit area. It is in the room through this door where Ripley is able to reboot the power. Now that the power is back on, she makes her way back to transit. She enters the control room and initiates the transit system. Ripley then calls for the transit. The alien is nearby. After a nail-biting few minutes, Ripley gets in the transit and heads to the Solomon habitation tower. Once there, she receives a message from the Torrens.
Torrens to Ripley. Ripley, we're about to move into position for the auto-umbilical dock sequence. We'll be dark on comms until we've matched the decaying orbit of the station and are in position. We're just waiting on you to extend the towing platform clamps. I don't know how you sweet-talked me into this.
She sneaks through and makes it to the elevator. It has stopped. She will need to find a new way there. Ripley climbs out and begins making her way through the area. Almost immediately she is attacked. Ripley has dealt with the android, however it has created a lot of noise. She prepares herself for what is to come. As Ripley enters the next area, the alien begins hunting. Ripley knows she needs to be quiet. Ripley accesses the terminal and finds a passcode. She uses this to unlock a safe, where she finds a keycard. She uses this on a transmitter in order to give herself a way through. Ripley makes her way through the dark hallways and vents, knowing that the alien is actively looking for her. Eventually, Ripley uses the keycard again to open up the doors. That thing did not seem to be running away. In fact, it seems to be heading straight towards her.
Attend your assigned evacuation point and wait for your synthetic emergency.
Ripley manages to fight it off, but her flamethrower is running out of fuel. As Ripley makes her way out, it continues to attack, forcing Ripley to fight it off. Eventually, Ripley finds a breaker. She uses it to reset the power. Now she needs to restart the generator. However, it will not be easy. The alien is still after her. After repelling the alien, Ripley gets the generator running. Now she just has to get to the elevator. Ripley begins sneaking her way through, using the motion tracker to avoid it at all costs.
Sevastopol, this is Diane Verlaine of the Torrens. I am attempting to dock on the tow platform below your spaceflight terminal. We can take survivors.
Ripley makes it to the elevator. She heads towards the spaceflight terminal. Once she leaves the elevator, she uses the cutter to open up a new area. In there is an elevator to the tow platform. As Ripley makes it to this floor, the Torrens gets in touch.
I repeat, Ripley, can you hear me?
Verlaine, can you hear me? Are you close enough for radio contact? I'm here!
Ripley, thank God, I hear you! I need you to extend the dog cradle planet, quickly. There are two, should be close by.
Ripley needs to initiate the docking sequence. First, she activates the guidance systems. With this done, she needs to activate the hydraulic systems, but the power is out. She follows the wires down and finds a way to get the power back online. She is now able to activate the hydraulic systems. Now that she has successfully initiated the docking sequence, Ripley needs to use the terminal to engage the docking clamps. After successfully doing this, she needs to extend the umbilical cord. However, there is an issue.
Verlaine, there is no personnel umbilical. It's long gone.
What?
Wait, I think I can use the maintenance rig instead. If I can find an EVA suit, I can still get to you.
Be careful, Ripley.
Ripley needs to get to the airlock. That was close. She's going to have to sneak by them in order to get to the airlock. Ripley makes her way down the stairs. She waits for it to walk further away before continuing on. Once there is a clear path, Ripley goes for it. Despite her concerns, she has made it. Ripley gets inside the airlock and changes into her spacesuit before venturing outside. Ripley is still recovering from what has just happened. She knows she is lucky to be alive, but she is still slightly disorientated. She needs to find a way to get back to the airlock. As Ripley thinks about this, she realises that she is surrounded by eggs, and as a result potential facehuggers. Ripley knows she has to get moving. Ripley begins fighting her way through. She makes sure to scan each room very carefully. Eventually she comes to a small tunnel, made up of debris. She knows this is the only way forward. The aliens are everywhere. Ripley will have to be careful. Eventually, she gets out of the small tunnel and continues on. Ripley is okay. She is lucky to still be alive. She knows that there is no time to rest. She immediately gets back up and keeps moving. In the next room, she finds ammunition. She stocks up. Feeling more prepared, Ripley makes her way down a ladder and towards the door.
Jesus! Just let me make it through here.
Another close call, and Ripley knows it. Despite that terrifying experience, she continues on.
Too close.
Ripley must have a guardian angel. She has just escaped death again. She knows she cannot stay here. It is too dangerous. Ripley continues on. She comes to a ladder. She has once again avoided being hit. This time it was way too close. Ripley gets up and continues on. Thankfully, Ripley has made it through. In order to continue, she makes her way through a vent. She can hear the facehuggers in here, but she cannot see them. She has to stay alert. As she makes her way through, the facehuggers attack. Ripley manages to shoot both of them. She then makes her way out of the vent. She makes her way to the airlock. Once there, she changes into her spacesuit and makes her way outside. Ripley makes her way across the platform through a lift. She then makes her way up the steps and towards the explosive bolts.
I'm here, Verlaine. There should be 2 priming mechanisms to unlock the manual release. I see them.
She needs to prime the release mechanisms. Once this is done, Ripley needs to blow the emergency release bolts.
Verlaine, I'm on my way up to the bridge.
Ripley has done it. She has made it off the station and back onto the Torrens. Ripley makes her way back to Verlaine. For now, at least, her nightmare is over.
Verlaine?
Alien Isolation is by far one of the best horror games I have played. I have to say that playing the game has been one of the most enjoyable gaming experiences I have had for a while. This is due to a number of things. The first is the horror. I was genuinely terrified at times while playing this game. This has a lot to do with Creative Assembly's fantastic work on creating the alien. The alien has the ability to hunt you, whether that be through sight or sound. It can appear at any time, and so sometimes getting through a mission has more to do with luck than it does of skill. Even using tools like the motion tracker can attract the alien due to the sound. Another really interesting fact is that the alien's AI was programmed with a complex set of behavioural designs. These unlock as the alien interacts with the player, making it seem as if the alien learns and develops each time it meets the player. This makes the alien unpredictable. The rest of the horror for me really stems from the atmosphere. Due to most of the station being so quiet, sounds stand out. This for me made each sound I heard more terrifying, especially when the alien is hunting you. You also worry that every noise could attract the alien. I've never felt so much tension when it comes to the use of sound in a game. Linking the game with the movie for me made the plot so much better. I felt like there was so much weight added to the story. It made the plot feel so much more important. Building on Ellen Ripley's daughter was a great decision. Alien Isolation feels like a story that should exist within the movies. For me, it brings everything closer together. I automatically connect with Amanda, just because she is Ellen Ripley's daughter. This grows throughout the game as she becomes just as strong as her mom. The story itself for me was gripping. I wanted to know more about what happened on Sevastopol. I also wanted to know who, if anyone, would escape. The reveal that there was more than one alien on board was fantastically done and helped set up a great second half of the game. I've heard some say it was too long. I never felt that. I thoroughly enjoyed the plot. One final positive point I wanted to bring up is the discussion of gameplay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a nice change to a lot of games today. As the alien is impossible to defeat, you have to rely on sneaking around. If you are seen by the alien, you are already dead. Having to use stealth to get around made every second of the game feel tense. This was worse for me as I want to avoid the alien, but I love the design of the alien so much that I also don't want to avoid it. You find a number of weapons throughout the game that are stronger against different enemies. For example, the flamethrower is best against the alien, and the shotgun for me was mainly used to take out androids. Save points are also an interesting point of discussion. They really help add to the horror too. Save points can be located throughout the map. However, you have to be careful about when you use them. It takes 3 seconds to save once you are there. If the alien is nearby, it could be enough time for you to die. This would cause you to have to load the previous save. This makes sneaking around and surviving that much more terrifying. You may realise at a certain point that you haven't saved for a while. If you die now, you'll have to start the whole mission all over again. I love this style of saving. It is what makes survival horror feel like you are really trying to survive. There is only one negative I have with the game. I feel as if you don't get enough time with most of the characters, making it harder for me to feel emotionally connected to them when they die. Perhaps more could have been done to change this. And just to add one more point, perhaps Taylor's story could have had more weight. I feel like they could have done a lot more with her, especially as her goal is to secure a sample. This is my only real criticism with the game, and to be honest, I did feel sad, especially with the deaths of Samuels and Ricardo. Overall, I thought Alien Isolation was an amazing survival horror game. I truly enjoyed every second of it, and this is in large thanks to the horror, story, atmosphere and gameplay. It is a shame that the game didn't sell enough, as I would love to see more like it. If you haven't played this game before, I urge you to give it a try. Alien Isolation for me will go down as one of the best games I have ever played.